everybody, and welcome back to my channel. On today's video is another edition of Is It a Dupe or Just a Waste of Money? And what we will be trying out is the OKALAN, I think I'm saying it right, I don't know, the OKALAN palette. It's the Amazonian Clay 20 color eyeshadow palette. If you're not for sure what this could be a potential dupe for, it is the Tarteist Pro Palette by Tarte. So right here, I'm going to show you guys, it looks just like this, and we'll side by side it with the Tarte Pro Palette. Look at that. That's pretty crazy, right? Yeah, I was a little mind blown myself. This palette right here retails for $14 on SHOPHUSH.com. Again, as always, I'm not sponsored or affiliated or anything like that. I purchase all of these palettes that I do these videos for out of my own pocket. So this palette does retail for like $53 on Tarte.com, Ulta, Sephora, all of that good stuff. So as always, I do one eye with one palette, one eye with the other palette. You care to take a wild guess on which eye is which? Leave a comment down below and see if you are correct at the end. So without further ado, let's see if this palette right here is a dupe for the high-end expensive Tarteist Pro Palette. Okay, so I've got my hair pinned back, and this is what the case looks like, and it's Amazon Clay Palette 20 color eyeshadow palette. So as you see right here, here are all your shades, and then over off to the side are all of the shimmer palettes, and then all these 4 rows right over here are all of the matte palettes. And it does have the mirror in it, and it is more of like a cardboard type of palette, type of box thing or whatever. Little bit about it, it looks like it lasts for 24 months. I did make sure to save the box, and it does say that the first ingredient is talc. Mica is the second ingredient. And okay, of course, the Tarteist Pro Palette is like a nice, hard, durable type of plastic palette. And of course, here is what this looks like on the inside. And then you've got your shimmer, your 4 shimmers off to the side. And then as always, we'll do a side by side if maybe I can open it. There we go. Okay, so there you go right off the bat. You guys can see, once again, this looks very, very similar. I was going to swatch, but given the fact there's 40 colors, it's going to be a little difficult. So what we'll do is we'll just put a look together and then maybe swatch a few in between or here and there or whatever later in the video. So, as always, one side or one eye will be done with the inexpensive palette, the possible dupe, and the other side will be done with the high-end, more expensive palette. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm going to get my liner and my mascara on, and then I'll be right back to talk about this palette. Okay, so I'm back with my liner and my mascara. For liner, I'm using my 24/7 Urban Decay in the shade Perversion. For mascara, I am using my L'Oreal Super Voluminous 2-in-1 mascara. Primer on one side, mascara with fibers on the other, and then my L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black mascara. I'm going to go ahead, zoom you guys in so we can take a look at the finished product. Okay, so here is the final look. Again, this is the OKALAN or whatever, the Amazon Clay palette I can't pronounce. And this side is the Tarteist Pro by Tarte Palette. Now, as you can see, overall, it looks like, to me, they're kind of like spot on, guys. I don't know. I could be wrong. You guys could maybe, like, I'm looking in my monitor and I don't see much of a difference at all. However, there are some things that I did notice about the difference in the palette. So I'm going to zoom you guys back out and then we're going to chat about it. One thing that I was really blown away by, and I've not experienced this at all when doing these dupe videos, is the names, every one of the names in this palette are the exact same in the Tarte palette. Like, I mean, I guess you can do that. I don't know. I mean, it's not like it's saying it is a Tarteist Pro palette. It's not saying that, so I guess that's why they're able to get away with having the exact same names as what's in the Tarte palette. But honestly, I was a little like, whoa. Really? You know, that's not something that I've experienced before. And I did do a video on the OKALAN Alice in Wonderland palette. Of course, that's not what it was called, but it's a dupe for that palette. And I don't have the Alice in Wonderland palette to be able to compare the names. However, I will say I was a little surprised by that. But overall, I don't know if you guys noticed, but when I was using the shade Innocent in the OKALAN palette, I felt like it was actually more pigmented than in the Tarte palette, so that kind of surprised me. Same with the shade Whimsy. I felt like Whimsy was a bit more pigmented than the Whimsy in the actual Tarte Pro palette. I will tell you guys, I did feel like this palette actually blended out easier as far as the shades went. Compared to the Tarte palette. I felt like, especially with the shade Edgy, this chocolatey brown shade over here in the Tarte palette, I felt like that kind of started to get a little patchy on me. This shade right here. Now, as we know, like, matte eyeshadows in itself can be kind of hard to formulate, and they are known to get a little bit on the patchy side. But I would say overall, I thought these, you know, the ones that I used were really, really good. Now, I will tell you guys, when I did use the shade Glam, now if you know, in that close-up that we did, I felt like the Tarte side was a little bit more on the chunkier side, and the OKALAN side was actually more smooth. Now, let me just tell you guys, if you have not seen my 2017 favorites eyeshadow palette video, this was one of my absolute favorites. Like, I'm telling you guys, I probably spent, like, once I bought this palette, I think this was like one of the only palettes I used for months and months and months. I mean, it's very much been very well loved. Like, almost every shade, well, majority of the shades no longer even say Tarte on them. So this is definitely a palette that I very much love and enjoy, and I know how it works, and I was a little blown away that I found this is a bit more easier to work with, especially when it came to the blending. So, you know, I'm really excited about it. I'm not gonna fib. I am really, really happy with this. I definitely feel that this is a definite dupe for the Tarteist Pro palette. Of course, the noticeable huge difference right off the bat, not just the packaging, but the fact that this smells absolutely amazing. I mean, however, you are spending $53 on it. This retails for $14, again, on SHOPHUSH.com. I'm not sponsored or affiliated or anything like that. If you do want to know how to save extra money and be a part of their program, make sure to check out my OKALAN video with the Alice in Wonderland dupe palette. I explain on their app how to go about checking in every day and getting like 10 points towards a purchase, your next purchase, and receiving money off. Anyways, this palette right here, again, like I said, has the 20 shades in it, majority of them being matte, and then the 4 shimmers. Now, the big question here, is this the duochrome like in the Tarte Pro Palette? So here, we'll just go ahead. I've been swatching. Ignore my arm. I've been swatching. Here is the OKALAN side. Okay. Now we're going to jump over to the Tarte palette, and I'm going to use a nice clean finger, and we're going to do now I will say they do feel creamier. The creams in the Tarte palette do feel creamier than in the OKALAN palette. So here we go. Now, as far as that goes, as you can, oh, that's kind of chunky. Okay, hold on, let's blend it out. So as you can tell, it's a bit more pigmented, but let's just see out of curiosity if we can build that duochrome up. Really get in there. Okay, so there it is. Yes, you can. Boom. Look at that. $14, guys. $14 for this SHOPHUSH palette. So we were able to literally build it up to the Tarte. I'm trying to turn it there. Now, is that not amazing? I just want to explain to you guys the difference between a fake and a dupe. Okay, a fake would be if it literally said Tarte Pro Tarte Palette and it claimed to be a Tarte palette. All the palettes on SHOPHUSH, not one of them are like that. None of them are fakes. They are all a dupe. So, with that being said, this says OKALAN Amazonian Clay Palette 20 Color Eyeshadow Palette. Nothing on this palette has any claims to saying it is marketing itself as the Tarte Pro Palette. Just so we are clear on that. I don't want you guys to see my videos and say, oh my gosh, she's always checking out fakes. These are not fakes. These are 100% a dupe. A dupe meaning it is set up to be similar to the high-end palette. However, it's not claiming to be the high-end palette and selling it for a cheaper price, if that makes sense. I hope you guys get what I'm trying to say. I'm not the best at explaining things, so I do my best, okay? So anyways, that is, you know, that is why this is considered a dupe, and it's 100% a dupe for the Tarte Pro Palette. Again, I'm trying to get better about letting you guys know everything that's on my face is listed down below. I am trying out the new ColourPop lipsticks. This is in the Kathleen Lights collab, and oh, I love them. I love them. I wasn't for sure if I was going to love them just because they're kind of, this one's a little bit on the orangier side, but I actually really like it. But anyways, that's beside the whole point. So 100%, this is Hot Mess Mom approved. Total dupe for the Tarte Pro or Tarte Pro Tarte Palette. $14, shophush.com. You can't miss it. Make sure to download the app. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, please make sure to hit the like button down below. That lets me know you do enjoy these videos and you did find it helpful. As well as, please make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and the little bell next to it so you can be notified every time that I upload a video. So until next time, my friends, I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful, and blessed day. I'm completely all over the place. Kisses from Kentucky.